So at first glance, this might look like a wasp. It's, yellow and black. It's got thin legs. It's got a very wasp-like body. It's got sort of wasp-like wings. But this is actually a native bee. It's a native bee in the genus Hyleoides. This one's Hyleoides zonalis from WA. And the genus Hyleoides are mimics. They mimic wasps, of course, probably the paralaster wasp. They look very, very similar. But they are bees. Well, bees are actually essentially all wasps. They're a lineage of wasps that became vegetarian, but the closest wasp relatives to bees are not the paralaster wasps. They're crab-bonnet wasps, so not closely related. And this evolution to look very similar, and there's two types of this sort of mimicry. There's Mullerian mimicry and Batesian mimicry. And Batesian mimicry is when there's a toxic model and the mimic mimics it to gain protection, because if it looks similar to the toxic animal, predators probably won't eat it. And then there's Mullerian mimicry, where various species that can be harmful or toxic to a predator have evolved similar, what's called aposematic coloration, warning colors. So basically the predators have less learning to do to avoid preying upon these. And so this is probably Mullerian mimicry, given that bees and wasps can both sting. But this is a bee, and some features of bees are their antennae are higher up in the forehead, and with wasps they tend to hold their wings in a V shape. Plus, look at its tongue. It has a bee-like tongue. Now, this bee is in the subfamily Hyleinae, and most of the Hyleus bees look quite similar to wasps. They all swallow the nectar and pollen, and so the females don't have scopae, which are branched hairs for collecting pollen. So most Hyleus look quite wasp-like, but this one looks very wasp-like and very like the paralaster wasp. This one is a male. Anyway, I know because of the facial markings. Lost his genitalia. His butt looks male-like. He doesn't have a sting. No male bees or wasps have a sting, because the ancestor of bees and wasps used the sting to sting the prey and inject eggs into it. Bees, of course, are now vegetarian, so they just use their sting in defense, but that's why only females have a sting. So yeah, I think this is really interesting and a great example of evolution.